One. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, everybody, back to the Hulaham Hour. I'm your host, Curtis Brand. I'm alongside Nick. What up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Oh, another week in the books. Let's kick it. So, first things first, want to touch on the fact that if you didn't watch the fantasy recap video, I am the champion. Nick, our fantasy game was terrible, but it was still a championship for a lot of money. So, good game, but anyways, moving on. It was a pleasure having Sean last week on. Again, to plug him, he'll be in Detroit at the House of Comedy January 10th and 11th, I believe. Yeah, 10th and 11th, Friday and Saturday. One show Friday, two shows Saturday. Get your tickets now. Thanks again, Sean, for being on. It was a blast. Can't wait to have you on again. So, really quick, just to touch on a couple things. One, if you haven't been paying attention to the college football playoff, there was a pretty bad incident in the New Orleans area that has caused that game to be postponed, and our thoughts and prayers go out to those families affected by that tragedy. Anyways, on a more happy note, going over our picks from Week 17. It was a fun week. The Christmas games were terrible. I think everybody knows the Thursday night game was terrible. I think Amazon Prime's probably trying to get out of their contract, if I had to make a guess. At least I would be. I guess, what was your favorite game to watch this week before we delve into it, Nick?
There was probably the Lions game.
Not to be biased, but that's my pick too, man. It just was definitely the most eventful. It was definitely the best football. I'll give my hat off to Kyle Shanahan for taking a practice squad offensive line and doing what he did. But again, that's a credit to the fact that we're also playing with a practice squad defense. Yeah, my favorite game was definitely that. I was really hoping the Packers were going to pull it out against the Vikings, but that didn't happen. But anyways, so recapping. Again, the devil-worshipping Chiefs took my Steelers to the cleaners 29-10. Russell Wilson looked like the Russell Wilson of Denver. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that offense hasn't been very efficient the last 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah. Even with George picking the back, I thought they'd do a lot better than what they did.
Yep, it's been something. So, but the Steelers have been known the last few years to everybody. That's what we do. That's just seems like they come out hot and they shit the bed at the end, and that's that. So, but my question to the Steelers would be this. Where would you be if you just left Justin Fields go? That's my question to you. Yeah. So anyways, with that being said, Mahomes throws 3 touchdowns. I just cannot express how much hatred I have towards that organization. Anyways, Ravens-Texans. Highlight for the Texans is the fact that they got a safety on Derrick Henry. But it was just like, I felt bad even having the game on for my family at Christmas. It was bad. Yeah, what's your take on it, Nick?
The Texans offense has been struggling pretty bad the last few weeks, but that wasn't struggling. That was just abysmal. When you're pulling your team down by 30 in the fourth quarter, down by 30,
yeah,
it's pretty bad.
It was terrible. Lamar Jackson, I think I sent you that meme, that kid's face on the turntable board that says Lamar Jackson to the Houston defense. It kind of is. I think Lamar threw his first legitimate interception, though, that was not dropped, tipped, whatever you want to call it. So that was kind of wild to witness. But, yeah, it was just, as ESPN says here, romp right here, 31-2 romp over the Texans. Gotta love it. All right, moving on. The worst game of the year, in my opinion. Would you agree? The Bears and the Seahawks.
Yeah, that was.
Absolutely god awful. I mean, just from top to bottom, terrible. Um,
Their defense actually looked half decent, though, the Bears, for one since they fired Eberflus.
I know Perna in his video recapping the game said something like, if you go and you look and like NFL Films comes out with a highlight for every game, and he goes, if it's under 10 minutes, just skip it because it's terrible. He goes, if it's over 10, it's probably a decent game. He says if it's like 15 or more, it was probably a shootout. He says this highlight came in at a whopping 6 minutes. That is just awful. Caleb Williams is not. It's not that he's playing bad, and he's not that he's in a bad situation. They just have no hope, and I hate to say it until Ben Johnson shows up and runs them, and runs his own career into the ground. I really hope that's not the case, but let's be honest. All signs point to that's gonna happen. All right. That is finished up with the games that we had already been played when we got on last, that we did not get to pick. To be honest, I would have went 2-1 picking the Steelers, Ravens, and the Seahawks, because I just can't pick the Chiefs. But anyways, moving on to games that we did pick. Chargers, Patriots. Holy shit, Jim Harbaugh scored more points this game than he has the last however many. Herbert tosses 3 touchdown passes and Chargers secure a playoff spot. You can tell that he definitely has that Chargers offense clicking. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah. The way they could run the ball, if they can run the ball, they'll be fine.
Yeah. And having Dobbins back was huge for them.
Monster game.
Yeah, huge game. Just not a lot else I can say. Patriots look like dog shit. If they can get some pieces around Drake May, it would be great. This was going to be one of my hot takes this week, but that stat that I sent you, the trade that New England made with the Chargers for the Chargers getting Ladd McConkey, and Ladd McConkey having more yards than both those players combined this year, is kind of very laughable to me. I thought that was really hilarious. So Patriots got a lot of work to do. They're going to have a very high draft pick. They're not going to have to spend it on a quarterback. Drake May looks really good. He just needs some damn weapons, or he needs an offensive line, or both.
Needs an offensive line more than anything.
Yeah, the defense can shape up. They've got some young guys, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's weird. It's weird seeing the Patriots be such dog shit. The Chiefs, your time is coming. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, I just realized I am on the wrong camera. That's okay. That is okay. Moving on. Been pointing at the wrong thing, and then I just realized there it is, not there. Oh, gotta love it. It is what it is. Gets better every week, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We've got Cardinals-Rams. That game was... yeah, we all picked the Chargers, by the way. Oh, I scrolled past one. Broncos-Bengals. That game was really awesome. That was, I think, the middle game in the afternoon on Saturday. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow looked good. Bo Nix looked decent. You know, Burrow, if it wasn't for the fact that he's clawing and scratching at his way into the playoffs, he's just been killing it, man. Can't deny that. 3 touchdowns to Higgins. He had like over 40 fantasy points. Yeah, what's your take?
Well, 3 touchdowns in his last 8 straight games and 250 passing yards.
Yeah, pretty wild.
If his record was better, he'd be the MVP more conversation, even more than he is.
Yep, very much so, very much so. Yeah.
Can't fault him for that defense.
Not one bit. Not one bit. Stick with it another time. Okay, moving on. Okay, so yeah, that game was great. Cardinals-Rams, that game was shit. Absolute shit. Just from top to bottom, not fun to watch. Didn't watch much of it. Kyler Murray looked terrible. The NFC West was a powerhouse a couple of years ago, and now it's just not even, I don't know, man. What's your take on that game?
Usually when them two get together, it's either really high scoring, it's really low scoring. There is no middle ground when them two teams play. There just isn't.
Yeah. Yep, that's
And
very
Kyler
true.
Murray, he's got potential to be a great quarterback, but he's so hit and miss every week.
Yeah. Yep, he is. He was a dog for me in fantasy like half the time. So, it is what it is. But yeah.
There's a lot of fantasy dogs that teams aren't very good.
Yeah, that's very true. Very, very, very true. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Was there 2 games, 40-14? No way. No, 40-7. Okay. Well, the New York Jets managed to score 2 touchdowns, not thrown by Aaron Rodgers, who, God, I don't know. I don't want to say it, but it's like we're seeing a crash landing of end of his career. I mean, the Bills are really good. I can't knock them for not winning this game. But for Aaron Rodgers to come out and put up .2 fantasy points, like, holy shit. What's your thoughts on Rodgers?
That's the only reason he's even still starting games is because they're ruling him out after this.
Yeah.
He ain't coming back to the Jets, and I don't know why another team would pick him up unless he's going to be a backup.
Yep, that's for sure. That's
help
for
teach
sure.
a young guy.
He
That's
can
about the only reason.
he can be a good teacher if he keeps his freaking ego in check, but we'll see.
That'll never happen. That
Yeah.
hasn't happened in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Josh Allen continues to just be an absolute monster. Favorite for the MVP by a landslide. Yeah, and but you did take the Jets, Nick. Just throwing that one out there.
Yeah, I thought there'd been some people. They did not. They absolutely left all the starters out there and just ran a train over them.
Yeah, pretty much. Next game, we all got wrong. Raiders Saints. I mean, it was just absolutely god awful from top to bottom. Again, but at least since Brock Bowers sets NFL rookie records. Congratulations to Brock Bowers for beating Sam Laporta's records. It's kind of crazy what rookie tight ends have done the last couple years. Sam Laporta doing what he did in Detroit to kind of shit the bed this year. He's been good, but he's not been what he was last year by any stretch of things. Yeah, I don't know. What was your hot take on this game?
There isn't one. They should have been trying to lose, try to get a better draft pick. It's amazing to me how many teams this week just didn't want the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
I get it, though. Most are backups fighting for a job.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very, very, very true. I don't know. Raiders got a lot of work to do. Saints got a lot of work to do. Aiden O'Connell looks like hell. I don't know. Raiders, just figure it out, man. I don't know what to say. Okay.
You need a quarterback.
Yeah, they need a quarterback like I need a hole in the foot. We all took the Saints in that game. Just throwing that one out there for size. Yeah, we all took the Saints. Okay, next game. We all took the Colts in this one too. Giants-Colts. Who would have thought it had been like the highest scoring game of the freaking weekend besides the Lions game? I mean, just I don't know. Colts. I mean, Joe Flacco looked his age, to say the least. Colts.
So,
what do you got?
Me and the champion Scott in our other league both took their defense because who expects the Giants to do anything? And Drew Lock throws for 5 touchdowns.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. That game just had too much trying for the teams being as shitty as they were. Were the Colts still in a playoff spot if they'd have won that game?
I think they were in the hunt, but they were
They'd
pretty
have taken
much
a
out.
stretch, but they were still yeah, okay.
They weren't mathematically out.
Yeah. All right. Well, either way, Giants need Jesus. The Colts also need Jesus. Snapping oh god, the Giants were on a 10-game skid. Ouch. Well, good for them, I guess. I don't know. Giants suck still. Holy ass whooping. There was a lot of ass whoopings this week. Especially with, the fact that the Eagles beat the Cowboys with their second and their third string quarterback pretty much sums up the Cowboys season, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. If they were still arguing for Mike McCarthy to have a job after the last few weeks, I don't think there should be an argument anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. But Saquon, tops 2,000 rushing yards. That was awesome. Very, very cool. I think he'll break it next week. Even though it's the extra. That's right. They're benching him. Yeah. Well.
I already said
that's right. Well, that's too bad. I mean, it is what it is. Right?
I get it.
It's a record.
I like his explanation, though. I'd rather see a banner hung up than worry about that record.
Hats off.
That's a great team player right there.
Yep, hats off, for sure. For sure. Yeah, not much else to say on that. But Eagles, NFC East champs. Congrats. Panthers, Bucks. I think my favorite thing that I saw from this game was the picture of Baker Mayfield lining up to play defensive tackle for the Carolina Panthers practice squad a couple of years ago and comes out and just absolutely sticks it right up their ass. I thought that was really, Mayfield throws 5 touchdown passes and Bucks keep playoff NFC South hopes alive. It was incredible. And you had Baker as your quarterback, so, awesome. That was your best player, though.
Yeah, threw up a lot of goose eggs on my team this week.
I can't believe my defensive player got 0. Like, there was no reason for him to not get a single tackle. Like, come on, like, you played in an NFL game on defense. How do you not get one single tackle at linebacker? Fentanyl. Anyways, Panthers, they, at least Bryce Young was like a roller coaster of emotions this year. I don't know. It's, I have high hopes for him, hopefully, but he definitely still needs a lot of help around. You can just tell, like, players around him, like Adam Thielen, like veterans like that, they're just frustrated with what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do in this draft, but they need help all the way around. Excuse me. Any other thoughts on that game?
Yeah, they can't fire their owner, so it's going to be a dumpster fire again next year.
Yeah, probably. You're probably correct.
Our biggest issue in the league has been owners trying to step in too much.
Yep.
Pay a GM and do his job.
So, you and Sean both took the Titans, and I took the Jags, and I was correct. So, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling on that. Yeah, dude. Titans, Jags, another barn burner game. At least it wasn't in prime time. Rookie Brian Thomas Jr. scores again as Jags beat Titans 20-13 for rare series sweep. I'll just say it. Mac Jones looks better than Trevor Lawrence this year.
Yeah.
Like, which is just fucking unbelievable. I don't know. The Jags got a lot of deep thinking to do, but I mean, look at the Falcons. Look at all these people signing these guys to these multi-million-dollar contracts and then showing up and just shitting the bed. I don't know. So, that was a fun, weird game. Dolphins-Browns, 20-3. Huntley fills in for injured Tagovailoa, leads Dolphins past Browns 20-3 to keep playoff hopes alive. Wasn't much to this game. I benched Tyreek Hill in my fantasy league championship, even though my team name was Hilling in the name of. Dude, I don't know. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, Tua's looked pretty inconsistent all year. They have the weapons on offense to be successful.
Yeah, they really do. And they're still kind of in the hunt, correct?
Yeah, they need a few people to lose. And I think if the Bengals go in and beat Pittsburgh this week, I think they're in.
Wow, which could totally happen the way Pittsburgh's playing. Could totally happen.
Never count out Jared Burrow.
No. And the Browns, you need Jesus as well. Jesus.
No, just give Deshaun Watson more money. See if that helps.
Yeah, that's another one, dude. I just don't see the value in sign. I mean, like, we signed Jared Goff to an ungodly amount of money, but at least the man's playing what he's worth. Vikings Packers. It breaks my heart I had to root for the Pack attack in this game, but it was a fun game to watch. I will say that. You know, Sam Darnold chucks a career high 377 yards. You know, to do that against the Packers defense the way they've been playing lately, it's pretty impressive. It's a very high possibility, Nick, that next season Sam Darnold could be that bed-shitting quarterback that gets a big fat contract this year. I could see him possibly going out west to Vegas and going on a cocaine stripper bend and blowing all of his money and then sucking even worse than he did in New York. But hey, who knows? I am so damn excited for the Lions-Vikings game coming up, but not to get too far off track. Any hot takes from that game that you watched?
Both them teams look real good coming into the playoffs. Whoever's got to play them is good. It's going to be a dangerous first round.
Yeah, they're both hot, man. They're both super hot.
Got good defenses.
Yep, for sure. So, yeah, okay, moving on. Falcons Commanders. That game was insane. Michael Penix looks really good. I'll give him that. He looks definitely better than Kirk Cousins has at any point this season. Jaden Daniels is the fucking man, though. I just cannot believe how well that young man's played this year. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Penix and Daniels?
Well, kind of like Penix, Daniels, Bo Nix, it started to show something for these guys playing 5 years in college and getting the experience. They seem to come in a lot more poised and ready to go.
Yeah, except after watching Dylan Gabriel shit the bed in that game against Ohio State today. I don't know, man. I thought he was ready for the league. I don't know. Anyways, not to get off topic. Yeah, that's the game that I stayed up and watched the whole thing because if that game wouldn't have went to overtime, I would have had to wait to the Monday night game in order to beat you in the championship. So that was fun. Yeah, now the game of the week, hands down, Monday night game, Lions 49ers. Kyle Shanahan brings in a bunch of dudes working at Home Depot 2 weeks ago. Lions bring in a whole defense full of people working at Home Depot a couple weeks ago. And somehow we come away 40-34. Jameson Williams was an absolute stud. Amara St. Brown was an absolute stud. I had a 5-leg or 7-leg parlay that I hit on. It was like Jared Goff throwing 3 tutties. 275 plus, Lions winning, J-Mo scoring, Gibbsy scoring, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, it was fun. It's fun to watch. What was your highlight of the game?
Well, the fact there was 10 scoring possessions and 0 punts. We're really going to find out this week on how banged up we really are.
Yeah, dude, but 0 punts is impressive.
It's unreal.
It is, no matter who you are. It's unbelievable. Week 17 in the books. Got week 18 coming up. It's gonna be kind of a weird one. We got no Thursday night game. Thank God. I'm sick of watching Thursday night games be absolute dog shit. We got 2 games on Saturday, a 4:30 and an 8 o'clock. 4:30 we got Browns Ravens. Let me get my trusty little notepad out here and take us some notes. All right. Nick, Browns Ravens. Who you got, son?
Ravens, they still got stuff to fight for.
Yeah, I got Ravens too, just because they could play their backups and still beat the Browns. And I believe it looks like it's in Baltimore. Yep, it's in Baltimore. It's going to be 32 degrees. Yeah, the spread is 17.5. That is insane.
I bet.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, definitely. It's just hard to root against a team that's a playoff team against a team that's fighting for the number 1 overall draft pick. So, that being said, I move on. Bengals Steelers. This game could be really good or it could be really shit. The way the Steelers defense has been playing the last few weeks, it's going to be hit or miss. Russell Wilson's been playing his age again, and just, I don't know. It's going to be a toss-up. It's hard for me to pick against my Steelers because it's in Pittsburgh. It's going to be cold. I'm going to take the Steelers. Who you got?
I'm going with Joe Burrow. As hot as they've been coming into this, I got Joe Burrow all day.
Yeah, it's hard for me to pick against Burrow the way he's playing. My gut tells me that they are going to win, but I'm definitely not picking against my Steel City Steelers. So, Yeah. So, Lions game got flexed to the Sunday night spot, which is awesome to be in prime time. Except I still have to listen to Chris Collinsworth speak, which sucks. But it is what it is. I'll come back and pick that game in a minute, even though we both know who we're going to pick. Yeah. Panthers, Falcons. Kicked off the 1 o'clock window down in Atlanta. Michael Penix playing pretty hot. Bryce Young is playing decent, but not as hot as Michael Penix is. I got the Falcons all day long. Who you got, homie?
I'm going to take Carolina in this one, to be honest.
Are you?
I do.
Tell me why.
Because I think the rookie's going to have a rough day, and he's bound to have one.
Yeah, you're right. He is. Hopefully not then. Spread 7.5 for Atlanta. Commanders, Cowboys. This game should be a blowout. Have the Commanders clinched already? They did. They clinched with winning last week, right?
Yeah, they clinched the wild card, and obviously they can't touch the Eagles.
Yeah, so I'm just curious if they're actually going to bench anybody or not. But I don't think it's going to matter. The Cowboys are the Cowboys this year. And the Cowboys are the Cowboys always. The spread is only 4.5. But I got the Commanders.
That's who I got too, because I think Dallas is going to bench people like Micah Parsons. They're not going to risk their superstars anymore over nothing, I don't think.
Yeah, you say that, but they're morons down there.
Yeah.
Remember Pat McAfee? Sucks. They all suck. Yep. All right, Bears Packers. I know it really doesn't mean much, but I'd love to see the Bears win this game. But it is in Lambeau. If I'm picking for record, I'm picking the Pack. But if I'm picking because I hate the Pack, I'm picking the Bears. So on paper, I'm gonna pick the Pack. But in my heart, I want the Bears to win. Who you got?
I'm in the same boat. There's no way I'm picking the Bears.
Yep. But Jordan Love, either get benched or shit the bed. Man. So this game could be interesting just because of how the Texans have been playing. But the Texans are going into Nashville to play the Titans. C.J. Stroud needs to win this game to stay right in the relevant conversation of really good quarterbacks. I'm taking the Texans, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
I'm going to take the Titans for the season sweep. They already beat them once.
Did they really? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they did.
Wow, yeah, it's not a bad pick. It's going to be a fun game. Tickets start at $5. That's insane. Oh, man. Jags Colts. It's in Indianapolis. Tickets start at $12. That's another cheap game. Like I said, Mac Jones has been playing okay. Jags D still stinks, but I would imagine the Colts are still going to play Flacco. I don't know. This one's a crapshoot. Who you got?
I'm going to take the Colts in this one. I think they're going to bounce back after that abysmal performance. That defense hasn't been terrible all year, but
you would hope so. You would really hope that they would. I'll take the Colts as well. They're 4-3 at home. We'll see. Game with absolutely zero meaning. All right. Bills Patriots. Bills, I would imagine, are got to be benching some people.
I thought that, but I think they want Josh Allen to get the MVP. I think he at least plays first quarter, first half, which puts them up throw their back.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm definitely taking the Bills. That's no question. New England's given me no reason to pick them in anything, for that matter. Who you got?
I got the Bills. I think Josh Allen will be in long enough to get some stats, and that'll be too much for the Patriots.
To chuck 3 tutties and push another one and get benched.
Well, if they put up 17 with him in the game, they'll probably outscore the Patriots with their third stringers.
Yep. All right, another barn burner game here. Giants-Eagles. The Eagles, we went over earlier, already benching a lot of their players. Yeah, it's hard to pick against the Eagles, even with their backups after watching what Kenny Pickett, and I don't even know who their third string quarterback's name is. But, yeah, who you got?
I'm going to have to go with the Eagles' third string as well.
Touche. They're definitely going to be a tough team to face come playoff time. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, okay, moving on. Saints Bucks, NFC South battle in Tampa. It's going to be a nice day in Tampa, 65 and overcast. Baker Mayfield's been playing out of his gourd. I'm taking the Bucks all day long. I would imagine you are as well.
Oh, yeah.
Playoff implications for the Bucks still. I believe if they win, they'll clinch NFC South. I believe so. So, yeah.
Yeah, and if they lose and Atlanta wins, they're out.
Jeez, yeah. Okay, yep, big game for the Bucks. So,
Yeah,
go
Atlanta
Bucks, go. Okay. Next game on the docket that kicks off the 4 o'clock window. There's no 4 o'clock. It's 4:25 for all 4 or 5 of the late games. First one is the devil-worshipping Chiefs versus the Broncos. This could be a really good game. I don't know. It sounds Chiefs have clinched the number 1 overall seed, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So they're benching people. I don't know. Bo Nix is fighting for a playoff spot. I'm going to take the Broncos.
That's who I'm going with as well for the same reason. They have no reason for all their starters to be in.
Yep, that's for sure. Bo Nix been playing out of his mind. Really excited to hopefully watch him take them to the playoffs this rookie year. It'd be fun. He's been fun to watch. Want to continue watching that. Okay, next game in the window is Chargers-Raiders. Walk away. God, I can't believe for as terrible as the damn Raiders are, their tickets start at $64 still. Everything's more expensive in Vegas, right, bud? Yeah, so...
you get a new stadium.
Yeah. I got the Chargers as an absolute no-brainer. They clinched last week, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not going to bench anybody, I wouldn't imagine. Even if they did, I mean, the Raiders are playing hurt. Who you got?
I still got the Chargers. Again, I still think the Chargers backups are equivalent to what their Raiders starters are.
Yeah, I would concur with that for sure. Yeah, shouldn't be that great of a game, even though the line is only LAC -5. We'll see. All right, Seahawks-Rams, the next one. To be honest, the way the Seahawks played against the Bears, I just can't in good conscience take them. I'm taking the Rams. Matt Stafford late in the year. Yeah, dude. Who you got?
I am going to take the Seahawks because that defense still was stout last week, and that's been their staple. It just depends on if Geno shows up or not.
True, very true. I don't know. I can't bet against Matt Stafford this time of year, so that's where I'm at. Gonna be a good one though. Should be a good one, but the total is only 38.5 points for the whole game, which is saying something.
Yeah.
Dolphins Jets. Is Aaron Rodgers like benched?
I doubt it. I bet you he plays a couple series, but I don't think.
Well, I'm just saying he sucks. It doesn't look good for him, even though the spread is only Miami -1. I got the Fins.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Fins too.
All right, we got last game in the 4 o'clock window, 49ers Cardinals. The way the 49ers played against the Lions, dude, it's gonna be hard for me to pick against them. I'm taking the 49ers.
I'm gonna roll with the Cardinals on this one.
Are ya?
I think they bounce back as well.
Kyler
Neither
Murray.
has anything to play for, though. I do feel like there's gonna be a lot of bench people.
Yeah, could be. Could be. All right. Yeah, and then we come into the Sunday night game. Lions versus the Vikings. We got the Lions at home. Spread's -3 for Detroit. And the total points 56.5. Holy shit. It's going to probably I'm on paper, game of the year. I'm obviously picking the Lions, and I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, I
But
think
give me what is going to be the key to the game for the Lions in this one.
it's going to be one or two defensive picks, fumble. We got to get a turnover or two, or else it's going to be real hard to beat them.
Turnovers, I would agree, it's got to be the biggest thing. If we can get a Kirby Joseph interception, we can get a Smith fumble, something. That's going to be what's going to be the difference maker for us in this game. We got to have Sam Darnold turn the ball over, and we can't turn the ball over. Jahmyr Gibbs, hang on to that ball for the love of God. Jared Goff, hang on to that ball. If the Lions can get that bye week, dude, it's going to change the playoffs for us tenfold. Without it, it's going to be a very, very rough and rocky road, to say the least. Yeah, it's going to be fun, though. I'm really looking forward to it. So, let's just see. Really fast. Nope. Okay. Well, either way. All right. Yeah, so we've got our picks in. We've got our thoughts. You got anything else? We're running a little short this week, but hey, new platform, working some kinks out and stuff. Thanks for all for bearing with us. Get my camera situation figured out. Hopefully Nick got his microphone situation figured out. Nick, you got any other hot topics this week?
Yeah, the main one. Who would have thought Arizona State, Texas would be the game of the year so far?
Wow, yeah, that game was insane.
Amazing.
I was definitely expecting Texas to just run away with it. But boy, was I proven wrong. Granted, they still did pull it out, but hats off to Arizona State. They have my massive respect. That number 4, I don't know what his name is again. I totally forget his name. Drawing a blank. Thank you. He's a monster. Ran one, passed one. Just he's a beast, dude. Yeah, he's a beast. Arizona State definitely blew my expectations out of the water. Made that game very. I honestly thought that game was going to be a blowout, and the Ohio State-Oregon game was going to be close. And it was the complete opposite. Ohio State blew Oregon out of the water today. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Just couldn't imagine it. Yeah.
So I guess we got one more pick to make. We got tomorrow's game still. Georgia, Notre Dame.
I'm taking Notre Dame all day long. I'll
take Georgia with the backup.
Yeah. After watching Notre Dame play that other game, dude, they got it going on. And Georgia's good, don't get me wrong, but I'm taking Notre Dame all day.
Georgia's Georgia. I don't care if Carson backs out. They're still going to be Georgia.
Hell yeah. Oh, shit. Well, all right, brother. With that being said, I'm out of topics for this week for now. I'm hoping everybody likes the new layout. It's going to be it's a work in progress every week. We all know that. Yeah, anything else before we go, brother man?
Nope. Just ready to watch some good college football games for once. We've only had 1 out of 3 so far.
Yeah, for sure.
We're worth watching.
Yep. Well, with that, remember, being nice costs nothing, so does shutting up. And with that, we will see you all next week. Hulaham out!